96.5 The Fox, the new evolution of classic rock, free beer, hot wings every weekday morning, and it is an honor to be joined on the phone by one half of the comedic duo Cheech and Chong, Tommy Chong, who will be in town this Saturday at the Bismarck Event Center. And Tommy, probably a good thing you were born and raised in Canada because you're coming to North Dakota at quite possibly the worst time of year.
Well, hey, listen, winter, there is no worst time of the year, winter time. Every day is the worst time of the year in winter, but I'm used to it. I'm looking forward to it because I'm not staying.
Now, before we talk about the show on Saturday, of course, we've got to talk about Dancing with the Stars. You kind of maybe rejuvenated your career a little bit. You were on the last season, and you ended up becoming the oldest contestant to make it the furthest. Now, when you agreed to sign up to be on Dancing with the Stars, what were your expectations? How far did you expect to make it?
I thought I'd go all the way. I really did. I would have, except I hurt myself on the Johnny Cash routine, the Paso Doble, and I never really recovered from that. But if I'd recovered, if I had my legs underneath me, I would have been able to at least hit the finals,
Now, do you think if it was you against Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton from Fresh Prince, do you think you could have beat him?
I could have, but he had the advantage. He's young, but I'll tell you, he hurt himself too, and I think I could have at least given him a run for his money,
So when the discussion started about you possibly being a part of the show, what did your wife say? What did Cheech say when you told him, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing Dancing with the Stars"?
Well, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell anybody because it was like an audition, and I didn't know. And when you do an audition, you don't know if you got it. You don't want to embarrass yourself, And so I never told anybody. And then I kind of forgot about it myself because it was 2 seasons. 2 seasons had passed. I thought I'd be in there sooner, and then when they never picked me, and then I thought, they forgot about me. And so when they picked me, I was really shocked, and they didn't tell me not to say anything. And so when they picked me, I told everybody, guess what? I'm on Dancing with the Stars, and then everybody had to tell me, don't tell anybody, blah, blah, blah.
So what was their reaction, though? What did they think? I mean, it kind of seems like something out of left field for Tommy Chong to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Well, they always get the clown, the old clown, like Cloris Leachman, and any old guy, they just the girls kind of dance around him. In fact, that's what they did to me at toward the end of the set. I couldn't really move my legs, and so they danced around me. They sort of like just stand the guy up and like a prop or a cone, and they danced around. But I was, it was. You don't know how old you are, until you get on TV, and then you look in the. I was looking at some of those shots on TV, and I didn't recognize myself. I looked so old and withered, compared to all the young ones. But I was very, very happy. I love dancing, and it was just a good time. It was a wonderful time.
How cool was it for you to not only have fans of Cheech and Chong cheer you on, but then you have all these fans who kind of want to see the old guy keep going?
Yeah, wasn't that something? Well, there's something. I just sort of brought so many things to the table. I brought my age and my profession, and and I know it fooled the hierarchy, the producers. They were quite fooled, but they had to tone me down, because I will start promoting too much pot, on the show, and they told me, they had to reshoot some scenes because I was doing too many pot references, and it's still a ABC show, so I had to cool it on that end, but it was an experience for everybody.
You definitely still tried to work in the pot references, even though you didn't mention it explicitly. You still had the green suit, and you had Cheech drive out in the green car. You had ways of getting it in there.
Yeah, well, that was the producers. The producers, there were like producers, and then there's the censors, and the producers, they wanted to go to the max. They loved the fact that we were. I was attracting a lot of viewers that wouldn't normally watch the show, and they really played that one big. And that's why the music too. Someone asked me, what was your, the success factor? To me, was the music. if they want to keep you on, they'll give you music that will just electrify the audience. You know, they have that ability to do that, and so I could tell. You know, even when at the last thing, you know, the last dance I did, and it was like a farewell dance, you know, and I felt that right away too, and so the producers can really manipulate the outcome by what kind of music you got, and I knew they wanted me to hang around a long time because of the music.
Well, once again, congratulations on the great success on Dancing with the Stars. Do you think if they do maybe an all-star edition, you go back?
Oh, I think they're going to try to get me every chance they get. you know, they're like me. You know, we're applause whores. You know, we clap. We'll perform until everybody goes home. Yeah, I'm quite sure. You know, I haven't been contacted yet, but I'm quite sure that I'll be welcome.
Joined on the phone by Tommy Chong, Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke, the tour at the Bismarck Event Center this Saturday, January 24th. And you mentioned you'll stick around until everybody stops applauding. That's kind of what you're hoping for this Saturday, is that everybody has a good time. You and Cheech took some time off. You guys had some differences. You split up, and then relatively recently decided to get back together and take this show back out on the road. What led to that reconciliation and getting Cheech and Chong back out in front of audiences?
Mostly unemployment. You know, both Cheech and I had sort of come to the end of our string as a solo act, you know. And although I was with my wife, you know, I had a good duo thing going. There was unfinished business with Cheech. You know, we never really broke up. We just sort of went our separate ways for a while. In the movie, The Corsican Brothers, you know, we split up when we were kids. And it's almost like it almost paralleled that movie, because we never really broke up. It's just that he thought his way to go home was right, and I thought my way to go home was right, and we were lost for 30 years. And so that's really what happened with Cheech and Chong. You know, he went his way, and I went my way. But in the end, you know, there's such a bond, and there's so much unfinished business that we had to get back together.
What is it about being on stage in front of a live audience that kind of brought you guys back? What is it about that show that keeps you guys doing this?
It's because of the I guess it's the timelessness of our show. You know, it's timeless. Like a lot of shows, you take a lot of comedians. You know, Steve Martin. You know, Eddie Murphy, all the ones that were huge. Andrew Dice Clay. Well, their act becomes kind of dated, you know, when the new crop of people come up. And for some reason, Cheech and Chong we transcend different generations, and it's a weird phenomenon. I don't think it's happened with too many acts before. You know, maybe Martin and Lewis, but they never did get back together again. But with Cheech and Chong, I guess it's the magic of the duo, you know, because we've even outlasted the Smothers Brothers, which I thought was, you know, they were the premier comedy group of all times for a while, you know, because they did music and comedy like we do. But I think it's just it's our time, you know, in the order of the universe, you know. The world needed Cheech and Chong, and we're glad to help.
It's definitely got to be a little bit strange to go out in front of an audience where some people know you from your films, others might know you from, you know, Cheech's work on TV or movies, or you from Dancing with the Stars. They might not even know that you guys did the stand-up thing before this all happened.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's really good too, because then we hit different dimensions. I think that was the other thing that our success was, because we never interacted with the audience. What we did, we actually performed like an old vaudeville act. You see, the old vaudeville acts, they did the same act, but instead of changing their act, they honed it. They made it better and better and better and better. They polished it. And that's what Cheech and Chong have been doing. You know, we've been polishing our act. Yeah, we do the same things, but it's so different every time you see it. And the magic that we have between each other, it just goes out into the audience, and it just, it's electrifying, and it's very rare, and it'll never, it'll never be repeated again. So that's why, whenever you get a chance to see a Cheech and Chong show, you want to get in there, because it'll never happen again. That one show will never happen again.
And not only is it you and Cheech on stage, but you brought War along with you. How did you guys get hooked up with them and decide to take them out on the road for Up and Smoke the Tour?
Well, War, their music really defined Cheech and Chong. The Lowrider song, I mean, when you hear Lowrider, you immediately think of Up and Smoke. And in fact, George Lopez, he tried to steal our theme song, but we're so well identified with that one song. And so when we had a chance to get together with War, wow, it was just a match made in heaven, because my music background, and Cheech has got a music background, and so it was just like someone handed us this orchestra that's all ready to go on the road and knows everything that we do. But I got to also put a plug in for my wife, Shelby, who opens the show. She's not billed on the billing, but she opens the show, and she does what I used to do. She does a stand-up act, and she warms up the audience, and then she introduces Cheech and Chong, and she's a beautiful, talented, very funny, gorgeous lady who got me into dancing. She's the reason that I ended up on the dancing show.
So we have a lot to thank her for. We'll see her Saturday night. We'll see War Saturday night, and for everyone who's coming to the Bismarck Event Center for Up and Smoke the Tour with Cheech and Chong on Saturday, what can they expect? What are people looking forward to this Saturday?
Well, it's like I say, it's like vaudeville. I mean, we brought it back. We're not just a stand-up act. We're not just a music act. We're all of it. So there's no reason for anybody to get bored or feel left out, because there's something in a Cheech and Chong and War show and with Shelby for everybody, and that's females and young kids and old guys. Everybody's going to walk away with something, and it's very historic, because, like I say, this is a show. When we do a show, that's it. There will never be another show like that particular show. And so the show that we're going to do in Bismarck, it's a one-time event. So if you got a chance to see us, make sure you see us, because we won't be we're on our last legs of everything. So I would suggest don't miss this show.
Definitely a show to be at this Saturday night. Up and Smoke the Tour, Cheech and Chong, War, Bismarck Event Center. Tickets on sale right now. All Ticketmaster locations by phone. The Bismarck Event Center box office and JadePresents.com. Tommy Chong, I got to tell you, it was an honor to speak to you. I have grown up watching your movies with my dad, so the chance to have you here in Bismarck this weekend is very, very exciting, and the chance to talk to you has been great.
Thank you, and if you get a chance to see the show, come on backstage and say hi, okay?
We'll definitely do that. We will see you on Saturday.
Okay then, take care.